we're going to look at the most famous city in all of ride sharing. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Uber requirements and Lyft requirements for San Francisco. First off, let's look at the Uber requirements, starting off with the driver requirements. As you can see here, 1, you need to be at least 21 years of age. 2, have at least 1 year of driving experience in the US, have a valid US driver's license, and have an eligible 4-door vehicle. So let's go into the vehicle requirements. Going down here, you can see in terms of the minimum requirements, it has to be 15 years old vehicle or newer, 4 doors, like I said earlier, good condition with no cosmetic damage, no commercial branding, and pass a vehicle inspection. In addition, you do need a registration, but they do accept both official and temporary registration documents, and the vehicle does not need to be in your name in terms of being registered in your name to qualify. You do need insurance, and in addition, I will say as a huge side note, like I've said in so many other videos, make sure you also get rideshare insurance. It is literally like an extra $6 a month. I'm not exaggerating. Well worth it. Now, one thing I do want to talk about, in addition to both Uber and Lyft, is Uber Eats. Let's say you're watching this video and you're not 21, but you want to drive. When it comes to Uber Eats, the requirements are a lot less compared to regular Uber. The requirements for Uber Eats, as you can see in terms of the age, is 19 years or older. So the good thing is, if let's say you just got out of high school, especially, it's 18 years for cyclists, or you can even do it on foot. So it depends on how you want to do it. You can either do Uber Eats on foot, on a scooter, on a bicycle, or in a car. And the requirements is a lot lower. So let's say if you're just starting out, you want to start out on foot, you can. Work your way up to maybe getting a scooter or a bike, do it that way, then work up to getting a car, you can easily do that. In addition, 2-door or 4-door car, 20 years old or newer. So the good thing is the car requirements are also a lot lower. I even had one of my friends tell me like, hey Mark, I want to drive for Uber and Lyft, but I have a 2-door vehicle. Should I get another car? Should I rent through Uber and Lyft, which is an option? And I said, hey, why not just do delivery driving? With a 2-door vehicle, you have no issues right there. And as you can imagine, valid driver's license and valid vehicle insurance. Now going on to Lyft. And I will say, and I don't know why, Lyft is a lot more strict than Uber. So keep that in mind. Vehicle requirements, at least at the exact time of this video, 2007 or newer, 4 doors, 5 to 8 seats, a California license plate, and it's not on the list of ineligible subcompact vehicles. I feel like that's pretty straightforward though when it comes to subcompact vehicles. It would make sense that it's kind of tricky to drive for Lyft or Uber in that case with one. Going now to the driver requirements. This is what's kind of annoying about Lyft, I have to be honest. 1, valid California driver's license. Yeah, makes sense. They require 1 year of driving experience and be 25 or older. I'm not gonna lie, that to me is pretty old just to drive for Lyft, which means that let's say if you're 21, let's say you're in college and you want to drive, you kind of have to just drive for Uber for let's say 4 years, for example, and then you can drive for Lyft. I feel like 25 is pretty old to just drive for Lyft. I feel like I get that maybe you want to be 21 years or older. I do get that perspective, but that is very frustrating. In addition, you will have to pass a driver screening. So this is not just a general background check, but they will also review your driving history. Keep that in mind. And then of course, you do need a smartphone. Or I have seen drivers use an iPad. I feel like it's a bit extra, but hey, if you have an iPad and it can connect via data, I mean, why not? You know, especially let's say for whatever reason, if you don't have a smartphone, but you have an iPad, it's bigger, so you can see everything a lot clearer. So that is an option that they don't mention here for some reason. And when it comes to the documents, again, pretty straightforward. You need California vehicle insurance, driver profile photo. You could just take one with your phone. And lastly, a proof of vehicle inspection. One last thing I do want to mention on this video, which is very convenient, is when you get your car inspected. Let's say you get your car inspected for Uber, for example, that inspection form, as long as it's completed and you pass, can also be used for Lyft. So for me personally, I went to a random spot here in LA, got my car inspected, it passed. I then submitted that same document in terms of it being passed to Lyft, and it also went through. And you can do this the other way around as well. So let's say if you pass through Lyft and you want to start driving for Uber, or maybe even Uber Eats, you could take that same form, again, make sure you passed and everything, and then submit it for Uber, and you're good to go.